Hey, how we doing? I'm Bill. Welcome to my channel. Trying to do a little different setup here than I've been doing. Got a little more space in here in the living room, so thought I might try and do some of this standing up. I don't know. I was just kind of playing around with some old Beatles songs. So this is an Epiphone Dot, Dot 335, if you want to call it that. It's obviously the Epiphone version of the famous Gibson 335. This one, as you can see, it has the four knobs. You've got the volume, two volumes, one in the front of this one in the front there, one in the back, and one in the back are both tone knobs. So you got volume, volume, tone, tone. This volume works with this tone knob. This volume works with this tone knob. Sometimes it's confusing when you go in a guitar store and you sit down, at least for me. You see all these knobs, it's like, man, I'm used to playing a Strat or better yet, a Telecaster. And, just flipping my switch back and forth. This is the back, that's the front, this is the middle. Well, it's very similar on these once you know the secret, so to speak. And that is that these two bottom knobs work the bridge pickup. The two on the top here work the front, or the quote-unquote rhythm pickup. And I use that term loosely. I've always been told this is a rhythm pickup. Well, it does give you a little bit deeper, heavier sound, but I find myself, using the bridge pickup a lot for rhythm, because you can turn the good thing about one of these guitars is you can adjust the tone for either pickup. So you can have this pickup sounding a little bit deeper, bassier, bluesier, whatever you want to do, or you can turn it to the right and have it more twangier. You can play. The good thing about this guitar, I think, is you can play anything from rock and roll, like maybe the Beatles or someone did, to someone like Clapton, playing with Cream or what have you back then, to someone playing country. It'll play rock, country, it'll play anything. Jazz, blues, it's well known for jazz and blues. And you can flip this switch and select which pickup you want. Right now, it's three position. All the way down where it is now works the back pickup. In the middle, just like a Telecaster, and it works both pickups. Very similar. Flip it up, it works the front. So in any case, you could actually take this switch and turn it sideways, and it'd be just like a Telecaster, flipping it from back to front. Instead of flipping up and down, it just flips back, middle, front. So, if that'd be easier for you when you get it, just loosen this little thing and do that. It's no big deal. Don't imagine. But anyways, haven't tried that. Don't hold me to it. There may be some square gizmo where it can't, but I would think it'd be able to. The one thing about these that is a little different is you have your plug-in right on the base of the guitar, and if you'll notice, if you already have Gibson guitars or Epiphones, then that's kind of the way they normally have done it with these SGs, whatever it might be. And if you have a Fender, something I do like about a Stratocaster is they have it at kind of at an angle coming in. And if you're sitting around, you're not always standing up or sitting on a stool or whatever. And if you're just sitting on the bed playing, it's pretty hard to beat a good old Stratocaster because there's nothing sticking in your leg. If you pick up a Telecaster or just about anything else, it's going to have the cable coming out the bottom stick you in the leg. Well, this one's pretty good for sitting on the bed too. That's why, if you're ever sitting on the edge of the bed, leaning back, just kind of messing around. And because it's a semi-hollow body, that means it's got a solid block of wood down the middle that you don't see. It's hollow on each side, but it still gives you that solid body resonance. But you still can hear that little bit of, which is what I like about it, that little bit of an acoustic sound to it that's kind of just, it's kind of there, that you don't get, with a regular solid body like a Strat or a Les Paul or SG or something. It's just that little sound, and I think personally either you like it or you don't. Most of my friends either like to play acoustic or they like to play electric, and not too many of them are in that in-between thing, where they really want to play in between. But I don't know. I just find that for what I do, and if you look at my site, you'll see I play a lot of Beatles songs, Rolling Stones, whatever it might be, plus some country, some different things, and you can adjust this guitar. You can unplug it and just sit and play it, and you can hear it. So if you got noisy neighbors next door, the apartment next door, you don't want to be noisy like they are, just unplug it. Don't even use an amp, and you can sit there and play it like an acoustic. And it's not going to project for you to sit, to play like an acoustic out playing, in a crowd or something, or in a little cafe. But for practicing, it's really good like that. You can do anything you want to do with it. I find it's not real heavy. However, there is some weight to it. And on the back side, right now, of course, I've got it capoed, but I'll stick that up there for a minute. But it's a beautiful guitar. It's a blonde. It has a nice little cream binding around the front and back. And of course, it's got a nice little wood grain. The neck is solid mahogany. Like I say, you've got humbuckers front and back. If you like single coil and you just can't get away from that, then this may not be the guitar for you, but you might be surprised how clear the tones can be on it when you adjust it. It's got the, I think it's called a stop bar tailpiece, adjustable bridge, everything. One nice thing about these, both the Epiphones and Gibsons and their electrics, several of their electrics, is that you can take and adjust this bridge up and down with thumb wheels. So, that makes it really easy, because if you want to raise this high E string up, you can just take and maybe screw it a little bit and tighten the nut back up. You're done. And it'll raise the whole thing just a hair. So you don't have to go individually adjusting everything like maybe you do on a Strat or a Tele. So that's another little thing I like about it too. This one's pretty much set up about right out of the box. And I think for the money, I think some Epiphones that I've had weren't too swift, but this one, for the money, you can't beat it. They're cheap compared to a lot of, certainly compared to a Gibson 335, they're cheap. And but it just plays good. It has a good tone, great tone. Once you learn what the knobs are for and the switches, then you're in good shape. So anyways, let me see if I can give you a little bit of a sound demo here. Let's see. Okay, you get the idea. It's a Beatles song. You can also, now that's all the way on the bottom. And I've got the tone turned to about 5. So if you have one of these, and if you got a little Roland microcube, that's all I'm plugged into right now. I think I've got it set on a clean setting with just a little bit of gain turned up. Either that or it's on the British setting with the gain turned down. Either one of those will give you a kind of a Beatlish sound. Because you don't need a lot of distortion there, just kind of a little bit. But anyways, so that's what it sounds like on the bottom. Let's put it in the middle. We'll do the same thing, why not? Oh yeah, yes I think you'll understand when I say that song. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. I wanna hold your hand. Okay, that's the middle section. This is with no capo. I normally capo mine up to about the 2nd fret for my voice on these Beatles songs, but now we're going to flip all the way to the top. So the first time was the back pickup. I just finished using both pickups. Now I'm flipped to the top, which is just the front or rhythm pickup. it goes on for a while. You know, that's let's see. Very jazzy type sound, you know. Really beautiful tone there. Put it back on the bottom. Well, I was born in a cross by a hurricane, and my yellow and my father driving in the rain. But it's all right now in Texas again. All right, jumping jack flash in the gas gas. So you can play Stones with it. How about John Mayer, more current stuff? Well, me and all my friends so misunderstood. They say we stand for nothing the way we ever could. We see everything going wrong in the world and those that lead it. Feel like we don't have the means to rise up and beat it. That's why we're waiting, waiting on the world to change. Waiting on the world to change. Okay, that's about it, I guess. Thanks for watching. One other thing I will add too, on the back side of this one, there's different versions of the Dot 35 from Epiphone. This one it costs a little bit more for the fact it's got Grover tuners on it. I had a Dot like this a few years ago. One of them that was kind of a cherry red, and it didn't have the Grover tuners. I did have a little bit of tuner issues with it. So this time when I went over, I made sure I got one that had Grover tuners. And I done a little research before I went. You know, I looked on YouTube and different places, and I found that there's some, there's different versions of the Dot. They're not all the same. This one has a glossy finish. You know, it looks nice. Kind of looked like the old John Lennon Casino, which is kind of what I was wanting. But casinos cost a little bit more than this one. So, and plus I don't use it just for Beatle stuff. If I did, then I want to be that authentic, quote unquote, then I would have got that, and it's got, instead of humbucker, it's got a P90 in the front and the back. But the humbucker would work great for me, and so I kind of stick with those as much as I can. Maybe someday I'll change that, but anyways, if I run across a casino cheap, of course I'd sure like to pick one up. But anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Peace.